Hello, everyone. Today we are here with two beautiful couples, probably from Serbia, and we are going to hear more from them. Who are they, and what do they do? So, Milos, welcome on the show. Please introduce us to yourself and your partner.
Hello, Sandeep.
Hello.
Invite us for your interview. I will take this opportunity to introduce myself and my wife. So, Maya. I think maybe we should start with Maya first. She's a lady.
Yeah, sure.
She can introduce herself first, and
Okay,
then I
thank
will.
you. So my name is Maya, which comes from Sanskrit, which is funny.
Okay.
Her name.
Yeah, I'm studying Norwegian language, and I have also a book blog.
Nice.
Milos and I have been together for 8 years,
Wow.
and we are married for a year and a half. He's
Wow.
also 9 years older than me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In fact,
That's
That
quite
is
a difference. Okay. So, Milos, yeah.
well, my name is Milos, or Milos. You can pronounce it however you want. I'm from Belgrade, and I'm software engineer. I'm in software development for more than 10 years, working with various technologies, but mainly my regular everyday job is development of mobile applications. Um, Besides software engineering, I have a passion for about books and rock music and a lot of interesting stuff. Traveling. When I was younger, I used to exercise a lot, but that's something that I need to get back to. So for now, I'm not exercising,
Okay.
but we will see in the future.
Okay, so I'm not surprised that why Maya fall in love with a 9 year older person, because when someone is so talented and so varied experiences, I'm sure any girl will want to be with. So we'll begin with a rapid fire thing. So you both have to answer me. I will ask questions and you have to like give a sign to me, like one, two, and you don't have to look at your partner. So while saying, yeah, kind of like that. So it will also be a compatibility test and a kind of thing that who knows whom better or
Yeah.
how much you all know each other. So okay, we'll begin with the first question. Who wakes up first?
Me. There is no doubt
Milos.
about that.
Okay, okay, that was easy, I guess. Who is more romantic? So you don't have to say anything. You just have to make signs.
Me.
Okay. So who is more grumpy?
Me.
Milos.
Definitely.
Okay, so I think you all know the answers very well. There is no confusion. That's really nice. And probably because you are already there together for more than 8 years. So
Yeah.
who takes more time to get ready?
Milos.
Maya. I don't know about that.
That is surprising because guys normally take less time. Okay. So who fights more?
Yeah, I mean,
Both.
yeah, we are equal about that.
So I think you all are slightly diplomatic as well.
No, we are very passionate.
Yeah.
Milos is Leo in his zodiac. I'm Aries, and we're really fiery, you know.
Fire
Okay.
signs.
Nice, nice, nice. So who apologizes first?
Uh,
Sorry?
Who?
no one.
Apologize, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's like waiting to see who will be the one.
So who picks up? Who sleeps more?
Me.
Maya. She likes with
Who is more friendlier in nature?
Me.
Maya.
So
I'm
you don't have to
friendly.
say. You don't have to say because you are saying, and then. So I don't want to say. Just make signs.
Okay.
Who is more jolly in nature? Okay. So who can endure more pain?
Me.
Who wants to have a kid earlier first?
Who?
a child. Do you have a child already, or you are planning?
Oh, I don't know. I don't. Probably I have some sign under Chinese zodiac, right? No.
What did
So
you
I'm
say?
talking about having a baby, planning a
No,
family.
we didn't have a child.
We don't have
Right.
child.
So I'm talking about who has a family planning, that who wants to start quickly.
We have some plans, but
Okay.
we don't.
Okay. Got it.
Children
Neither
yet.
was,
Got
we
it.
don't-
So who washes utensils more, or does more laundry work?
both.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, great. So that was it. I think the first thing is over. So we will go into your love story, because whenever I look at your photos and everything, I am very, I can spend hours looking at them. They are so beautiful, and then you explain
Thank
your blogs, and then you write about books and everything. So I would like to talk to you all in detail. You told that you first met some 7-8 years back, and there is a age difference as well, so I'm sure families might also be hesitant or something. So how it all started, where you all met, and then how things went ahead.
We met 8.5 years ago at a concert.
Wow.
We both love music very much,
Wow.
and my parents let me go to the capital, Belgrade, because I come from a small town, and I met Milos there. But we knew each other from Facebook, because
earlier.
we had some mutual friends, you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
We like knew each other but never met in person.
Yeah.
And then we met in person at the concert, and we knew we were just perfect together. You know?
Exactly.
Nice. So there has been a long very like a slight age gap. So was your family hesitant, or did your siblings say anything?
No, my dad is 11 years older than my mom.
Okay, so there you had a point.
Yeah, that is not a problem. Yeah.
Okay, so after the concert, how things went? Who came to whom first, and then
Yeah.
how it continued?
Well, I was senior in high school.
Okay,
So yeah, so Milos, he came every weekend to my hometown. He
okay.
would come on Friday and then leave on Monday early morning. So
Wow.
we would see each other for the weekend. But he came every weekend for a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
she moved to Belgrade, and then we started spending more and more time. At some point, we rent apartment together. So
No, we already rent apartment before I moved.
yeah,
Wow.
I did actually rented apartment. Then she came, and we are living together for more than 5 years now. 7 years. Wow.
Wow,
Time
wow,
flies.
that's amazing. So, because when you start living under one roof, get to know a lot of things. So, was there any point of time where you felt that it might not work out, you fought, or how easily do you fight? Is it regular, or is it very less of common?
I get pissed off because he moved something, and then I yell at him.
Okay.
It's usually that, like,
And I just ignore. And that's it.
yeah, mostly that. But when we first moved in together, we were very excited to live alone from our families. Like, you know, before we lived with our families, and it can become annoying, you know.
Right.
Wait to move away. I mean,
Yeah.
and then we were very excited, you know, because we had the empty apartment,
Right.
and we had the mattress.
Right.
That's
Right.
really interesting time.
Yeah, especially that company that should ship our bed was delaying for 40 days, and then we were waiting and waiting. And I remember that I was coming back from Zurich from my business trip. It
Okay.
was winter, and that day my flight was the last one that took off from Zurich. I don't know why, and I came back home like at 2 or 3 a.m. And then I realized that meanwhile, while I was in Zurich, this company shipped finally our bed, and we finally slept on the real bed after 40 days of waiting and improvisation. So it was like something to remember.
Interesting. So then, like, what happened after that? Like you were together, you lived under one roof, came to know each other more, and then what was the next step that you took?
We moved to another country.
Yeah, that happened too.
Yeah, we lived in Switzerland.
Okay, when was that?
Last year, 2019.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So how is this new country from different from your previous one, and what challenges did you face, and was it easy because you also got married and stuff? Yeah.
Uh, well, most of that 1 year I was not all the time alone, but she has some duties here for university, and to be honest, it was very difficult for me, and that's actually the main reason why we returned back to our hometown in Belgrade, Serbia. But generally, regarding Switzerland compared to Serbia, it's quite different. I mean, it's a different mentality, different people.
Right.
It's a beautiful country, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Some parts of Switzerland remember me on some parts of Serbia because we have also a lot of mountains and nature here.
Right.
But generally, it's quite different because they have different approach in everyday life, almost about everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Europe is really big. We have a lot of countries, and each country has something to offer and something that is unique. So
Right.
that's the case also with Switzerland. Personally, I like Switzerland because it's modern and because it's
Clean, very clean.
Yeah, especially about that.
Okay.
We brought some ideas here to Serbia. I mean, it's not something new, but it's not, for example, recycling is not practiced in all areas here, and we like put the pressure in our building management to force more recycling in our building because it's good for the environment. And
yeah, but it was very difficult because I had surgery last year.
Oh.
Yeah, I was alone. Milos was in Switzerland. I was home, and that was really, really hard for both of us because you know we couldn't be together. I had to wait a month before I could fly. You know, so I didn't see him for over a month, and that was really difficult for me, even with my family. You know, because sometimes you need that other person just to be with you, nothing else.
Right. Particularly in these times.
Yeah, but I think that what is important for us is that often we are away. You know, we don't get bored of each other, see each other every day because I go to see my family, and he goes on business trips all the time. You know, all around Europe, US. So we kind of, you know, we get lonely, and then we are like, oh, when are you coming back? I'm missing you. You know. I think that's really important, you know, to spend some time away from spouse.
Right. So where are you currently located? Like you went to Switzerland and you went back to Serbia, and then like right now, what is happening? Where are you and where are you working?
Right now, we are at my parents' house.
Okay.
Because my family lives in a house and we have backyard, but we have our own apartment in Belgrade.
Yeah.
But because of the coronavirus, we don't go outside, so it's much better to be here.
Right. How far is it from Belgrade, where you stay, and your parents' house?
You know, it's
almost 3 hours of driving.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
It's not that far then. So it's nice that you have a backyard and everything. Then you have a lot of space and
garden, and you know, you can go outside, not just look through your window.
Unfortunately, this year we don't have that much good weather. We have a lot of rain. That's not standard for Serbia, especially in the month of June.
Okay.
So I look forward to, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I saw that we will finally have some sun because I want to enjoy our backyard and do some coding.
Yeah. What is
on the house in the shade of the tree? So I hope that it will come tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Serbia has continental climate. That means very hot summers and very cold winters. Like
how much it goes for in summer and the temperature minus?
Summer 40 degrees Celsius.
But
like,
not every day. I mean,
like
it
in
happens,
July,
yeah.
in July and August. And in the winter, it can go down to minus 20 degrees.
Oh, okay.
But this year is very shitty to say. We only have rain, nothing else, you know, just rain. And
I don't remember when we had this amount of rain in last couple
Yeah.
of years.
you know,
It
you
didn't
have,
It is continuously raining there right now.
yeah, all day.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because in India, these things are very unusual. It doesn't go below 0 degrees or it doesn't rain like continuously. If it rains, then the whole city will be drowned. If it rains continuously for 10 days, the whole
was
Mumbai will be drowned.
I mean,
Yeah.
like last year, I think we
Yeah,
have in July also some amount of rain.
No, last year it was too hot, you know, you couldn't go outside without
But I was in Switzerland,
shade
so I
or
don't
something
know.
like that. But usual weather is really hot, you know, you go on the pool, you go on the lake, on the river. And this year, nothing, you know, I'm wearing a winter jacket today. So that is really strange what is happening.
Interesting.
How is the weather there in Mumbai?
So here it is like a rainy season now, but it is not a lot of rain. It is never cold here. You can never. It will not never go 0 degree. Also, it will always be more than that. Like in summer, sometimes it can go up to 40, but mostly it will be a very cool climate. But it is not as clean as Serbia, Switzerland. It is very dirty, and people, you will find people in groups. They are in one room. You can find 5 people, 10 people sleeping.
Wow.
So like it is probably a cultural thing also. And then we also have space issues. There is not much space, and in bigger cities, many people, migrant laborers and everyone, they come from their hometown, particularly in cities like Mumbai, and then they live together. So it is slightly different from there. But yeah, that minus 20 degree or that rains continuously, it is unheard of for us. We can't even imagine that. If we have to live there, I think it will be quite challenging. So talking about your before marriage and after marriage thing, how did things change? Because when you know someone before marriage, when you are not living under one roof, and then you start living under one roof, I'm sure that many new things you come to know. But it was good that before marriage you all decided to come together and live. So how did the things change when you first moved in one under one roof before marriage?
Well, we had to agree on some duties like who would clean, who would cook,
Nice.
grocery shopping.
Who will make some big money?
Okay.
Yeah. But it was mostly that, you know, just small things, you know, it was mostly exciting. You know, you probably also moved from your parents' home, I assume. So that was really exciting. And also for me, coming from small town to big town,
Right.
that was exciting. It was
Okay.
very different in that way.
So
Because
yeah. So you also manage Milos's accounts and how he does things. You are like also like his PA or something like a virtual assistant who manages things. So that was also a part of this agreement. Who does what?
yeah, Milos usually just delegates some stuff to me, but he does most of the work.
Because he's quite quick. I'm surprised. Like I send him messages and within 2 minutes I get replies. It is more like a virtual assistant I'm talking. I ping and I get immediate responses. So it's quite interesting. So if I talk about the trips, what are your most memorable trips in Belgrade, or where? What are those most memorable trips? Because I see a lot of good pictures coming up very
Yeah.
often. So, what are some trips that you would like to highlight?
Well, we love traveling.
Yeah.
We have been traveling a lot before this Corona thing. I think our favorite trips are Prague in Czech Republic.
We really love
Yeah,
Czech
we've
Republic,
been there 7 times.
I think.
And Stockholm in Sweden. That was Just
Okay.
Really nice city, and I would recommend to everybody to come and visit.
Okay. Okay.
It's
And
practical on that.
Yeah, also the seaside. We love to go on the
Yeah.
seaside.
okay.
Serbia doesn't have sea or ocean, so you have to travel to other countries like Greece.
Okay. Then you can consider India as well. We have a lot of seasides here as well. So outside,
Actually, we are planning to come and visit
Yeah.
India at some point. I don't know
Definitely.
when, but I hope it will come true. In
yeah,
next
yeah,
years.
definitely, because we have like Pondicherry, Mumbai. These are places. If you love seasides, you are going to love them. And those things might be slightly dirty at the moment, but governments are trying to make some makeovers. But still the people, if you don't fall in any traps or anything, yeah, mostly a trip shouldn't be as bad. So apart from Europe based trip, did you also take any foreign trips outside Europe, or it is
Yes, I was in United States, in New York. It was a business trip, and I spent like 1 month there.
okay?
Interesting experience because US is quite different compared to Europe. And it was interesting meeting everyday people, and I don't know, having some conversation with them, and see how they are living there compared to the way of life in Europe.
Nice. So if you are given an opportunity to choose between Las Vegas and Belgrade, US and Belgium, so which one would you choose to stay?
To stay, Belgrade definitely. I mean, Belgrade is actually a really big city, and it has everything. And besides that, 2 million people living there.
Yeah, big for Europe, not big for India.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know. In last like 10 or 15 years, I think that Belgrade has changed a lot in positive way. It's a big European capital. I was in almost every capital of every European country, and Belgrade is there. I mean, approaching to the standards of the most of these capitals. So
Nice.
I will choose Belgrade, but definitely I would like to see Las Vegas, all these big cities as a
Right.
tourist. So
Right.
I'm looking forward every my future visit there.
Yeah.
Right, right. So, what prompted you for that decision? That marriage is a big decision, and you just took a considerable amount of time, at least 5, 6 years, before going to that decision. So, when were you? When did you think that you are ready for marriage, and this is the right time? And and did it happen?
We married because it was easier by the law. You can go to other countries if you're not a spouse, so that was a big thing. But we never planned to get married.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have any strict plan like it will be then and then, but Switzerland happened. I got this job opportunity, and it was very complicated for her to come there and stay longer than, I don't know how much is the maximum.
90 days.
90 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
And
So,
we decided to do this. It was like a small wedding, only our closest friends and family.
There are no pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, we also told
okay, so probably I should go
to
watch
pop everything, because we have a lot of friends and somebody will be like pissed off or something, and we decided to be the ones who will tell them that we actually did this thing and that we are now officially married.
Nice,
Also,
nice.
we are planning at some point to create like some kind of celebration for all our friends. I mean, it should happen this summer, but we don't have summer yet. So if there is some sun in August, maybe we can arrange something.
Yeah, in Serbia we have big families, 300 cousins. So you
Wow.
have to invite them all, and
Okay, yeah. So it will need some planning.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So it is nice that there was a 90 days kind of limitation, then finally you came together, because being married and not being married are two different things. But it's interesting that you all took that decision, and I'm sure you must be happier. Is it like? Do you think that decision was right, or do you think you would have continued, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
No, I mean the only thing that changes is that you have this piece of paper and it makes our life easier.
Legally, it's much easier.
But we sometimes forget that we are married. We just we are married, right? Okay, we forgot. So
whatever you are telling is completely new for Indians. I must tell you, we can't go and live even staying in under one roof for two unmarried people is considered like a folk.
Wow.
It is like, it's not ethical here, and your landlord will come and say, no, you can't stay here, this and that. There will be a lot of stuffs happening. So there is a slight cultural difference there, but it's a very good thought, I must say, because whatever you are saying makes complete sense, and marriage is not something that can limit anyone in the love that they do to each other. So it's interesting. So like talking about few other things, like after marriage things would have definitely changed. So what are the things that you like or dislike in each other, if you can say me, like what do you dislike the most and what do you like the most in each other?
I like that Milos is always motivated to do anything.
Okay.
I want that. He's easily motivated. I'm not.
Okay. So he has to push you for something, like, okay, I have to go there, I will push you. Is it like that?
No, he just comes and he's like, I'm starting the new project tomorrow, and he starts tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm starting something tomorrow, and I started in 5 months. So.
Right. So that I can also vouch for. Milos, I worked with him. So on one phone call, I can fix a call, or I can tell him like, okay, I need a chapter today, and he sends that to me. So it's really very professional, and it's an amazing quality that he has. So Milos, something about Maya, something that you like and something that you don't.
Well, what I like, she's really creative. I mean, it's amazing how creative she is, and
like even I have gone through her blogs and everything. It's really amazing.
So were pictures that she actually took. Some of the pictures that I have, like on my profiles, are photographs taken by Maya.
Yeah.
Also in an arrangement of our apartment in Belgrade. It's picture that we are not currently in, but we can take pictures of apartment. She did a great job about decisions to choose some furniture, some details, also about arranging our books. I mean, I just don't know these things, and she does that really
so
great.
it is a very unique combination, like beauty and brains, creativity and something like talent coming together, and then you make a complete couple. You complement each other so well. So it's really nice the way you are, and that's why when I first thought of starting this couple goals program, so that you came to my mind, because I always saw your pictures and your captions and everything, and I said that there is no other couple whom I can go to first and talk about and see. So it's really interesting, and it's nice to have you all here, and we'll move to other questions. So how do you help each other? One thing I know that Maya helps Milos you by delegating your things. Apart from that, Milos, how do you help Maya?
Well, I help her in the kitchen, for example. I mean, I'm not experienced chef, but I'm trying to do as much work as I can, especially when we are making some meals.
Okay, interesting.
In recent time, we are trying to cook Indian food.
Yeah, a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, if you can name few of them, what did you try?
Well, tonight we are cooking chickpea curry. That is
Wow.
a favorite.
There is a picture on my Instagram feed, I think, of this meal.
Okay, so I think I need to follow you on Instagram then, because interesting. So nice that you are helping her out in kitchen. It's really nice, because those little things build that bond stronger, and
Yeah.
that's you are such a strong couple today. So, like, what do you think about Indians in general? Like, I've already told that you want to visit India. So apart from that, what do you think about the culture here and the languages? Because there is a lot of diversity. There are more than hundreds of languages spoken. There are people from different origins, like more than 100 villages, cities, states. So yeah.
Yeah, we love India a lot, especially me.
She's a linguist. I mean,
Yeah, I had the class at my university about India, and it was the best class of.
Wow.
Yeah, my entire family loves India. My sister, my parents.
Wow.
It's amazing culture, you know, entire India. You know, not just what's curious now, like Taj Mahal or something like that. Indian cuisine, Indian people. We met some people from India through our university also. One of my best friends, she actually knows Sanskrit and Hindi, so yeah, Tiana.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So,
so we like India a lot.
okay, so you,
sorry.
no, it's fine. So, you talked about some classes. What is it actually, and do they teach something related to India? Did you say?
Yeah, everything about India.
Okay.
So at my university, you need to have you have main class, which is Norwegian for me, but you need to have some extra, like that are not related to your language, like not related to Scandinavian, Norway, or Norwegian. So I choose something like literature, linguistics, and you can choose Indian culture, and then you get taught about some basic things about India, you know, different regions, different languages, some of the history, because that class is only one semester. You can learn about India in that small time. So they teach about highlights of India, you know, for people who don't know about India.
Nice. It is interesting, and I think I'm feeling good about myself now because they are teaching about India there. So it's interesting, and
I
there are
think
students
that,
like you.
yeah, my faculty has 39 languages, mostly European languages, but I think that they want to introduce Sanskrit and Hindi,
Wow.
but it's expensive, you know, you have to bring people from India to teach. And
Right. So even I like my grandfather was a Sanskrit genius, but he's no more. And I'm also planning to revise Sanskrit because in during my childhood days I used to learn Sanskrit. But the unfortunate thing here is people are going for French and other subjects, but they are forgetting their own subjects. If I ask someone to tell me something in Sanskrit, they will not be able to tell me. So it's really sad what is happening here, but it's good that countries like yours are coming and realizing the true value, because Sanskrit is told the mother of all languages. That is
yeah,
where,
yeah,
like Greek and everything, that is from where the languages originated. And it is good that you all are recognizing the true value. And Sanskrit, yeah, even I can say that Sanskrit is amazing. So, we'll talk about the cold climate. That is something that is completely new for us. So what happens in minus 20 degrees Celsius? If you could tell us, like, does snow come in? Is there a blockage and everything?
it used to be normal here, you know, in the 90s when I was born. It was normal.
Yeah, every winter, for example.
You know, now with climate change we have much milder winters, like 0 degrees, -10. Usually it snows a lot. You probably know, so snow, it's amazing.
In Belgrade, for example, we don't have snow at all during the winter the last couple of years. But here in my hometown, Vrnjačka Banja, this is like tourist place, and also we will have some hotel that was built by guys from India.
No, it's built for Indian tourists.
For Indian tourists.
Okay. That is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's nice. So if someone wants to come and visit, I think it is the right place to visit. And for Indians particularly, they can go there and visit.
Yes, definitely. My hometown is Spa Town. We have many springs, mineral
here,
springs.
Where we are now.
Yes, I think it's 7 or 8, something like that. and you can go drink water, you can go swim in that mineral water. It's amazing.
Wow.
Also, the entire town is like one huge park, from my house it's 5 minutes till the main park, but it's really nice, and
Oh,
it's surrounded by the mountains. So
nice.
but I heard that like 2 years ago that there is a big interest from tourists from India to come here.
Nice.
They went to some expo in India and showed our hometown, and people were excited.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that was a good move, because we're a small country. We have like 7 million people, something like that, and India has so many more. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back to winter story.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have here in Vrnjačka Banja a lot of snow during the winter. And last time when it was below 20 Celsius, it was 2013, I think, when I was coming from Belgrade here to see Maya. And it was February month, actually. February. In like 2 hours, felt that much snow that everything was paralyzed. I was waiting for my bus like 3 hours with delay.
Okay.
Outside on -20, but I got good equipment, and my next concern was that when I was blocked on the highway for more than 5 hours, that was a serious situation.
Sometimes it can be cold without snow, it can just be really cold.
Okay.
But you need good shoes and you need good jacket, and you can go outside.
Oh,
it's really cool.
Interesting.
No strong winter with a good equipment.
I have a picture, if you can see it.
Yeah, wow, it's amazing. So what I will request you is if you can make a video, of all the pictures probably, or collage or something for our viewers, that would really be amazing. Because whenever I see your images,
We'll provide you some good ones.
Wow.
Like 10 or 100, depends.
Great.
Maya, she has a taste for pictures.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. So coming to this COVID tragedy that has happened, many people are losing jobs. Many people are in fact dying. In Mumbai, I can't tell you how bad things are at the moment, because a lot of even my colleagues and friends from past offices, they are suffering from COVID. So how are things there? And probably it is a small town, so probably things might be contained. And has your any friend or someone got affected by this?
Well, I mean, when we had the first case of COVID, actually, it was like month of March. I think that the government reacted really quickly, and soon they closed all borders, forbidden any air traffic, and at some point disconnected cities, so nobody can go between. And I mean, I was working like I know that 2 full months I was just at home. It was like forbidden to go outside after 6 p.m.
After 5 p.m. Yeah.
5 p.m.
Wow.
And at some point we couldn't go outside during the weekends at all.
Yeah.
Wow. Because in India, things were good in the beginning, but right now the things are getting pretty bad. And I'm not sure how long it is going to continue, but it's good that places like you act as a role model for our government as well.
Actually, it's not good here right now, because in May, our government lifted all the bans.
Right.
Yeah.
People are insane.
Literally.
They go outside all the time. They go to coffee
parties.
shops, having parties. And we are having more and more cases right now.
Okay. Yeah, so that same problem is arising here as well. And we had like more than 10,000 casualties these days. So
that's really sad.
Yeah.
So there are job losses as well. So what do you think about the economic effect that it is having all over the world? Many jobs are being lost everywhere. And
okay, I have certain opinion about this. I mean, it is obvious that people are losing jobs, because I know a lot of my colleagues that don't have job right now, especially some seniors in our area. But also it is true that some of these companies that are letting people go, are not in in a real crisis, that they will like disappear if they pay 2 or 3 salaries without some big profit, because some of these companies exist for years, and it is not possible that they, if they exist like more than 10 or 20 years, they couldn't accumulate certain profit and then
Right,
pay
right,
people.
right.
But I'm sure that between having less profit and laying off people, they choose to lay off people because they want to show some statistics that they have some profit, and some of them probably try to achieve something that they had like 1 or 2 years backwards. So I think that in many cases, laying off people is not something that they should do, and it's not justified.
Yeah, it's quite sad, and in India also, and big companies like Oyo and on that scale, Amazon, like Uber kind of companies. I'm not sure about Uber, but I'm talking about those level of international companies.
Yeah.
They are doing such layoffs, and it is quite sad because they can even ask people to work on half salary or something, but they are
Yeah.
choosing to lay off. So it is quite sad whatever they are doing. So, like talking about the culture in India, there are many cultures. There are the South India. There is some Tamil language, and then there is North. There is Bengali in Bangladesh and Bengal in India, and then different. So, how are things there, and what do you feel about the cultural differences that exist?
Well, no, India. The Serbia is a small country, you know.
Yeah.
Compared to India, it's nothing.
Yeah, we are just like one small village.
That's true. Yeah.
We have our main language, which is Serbian for the most of the people, but we have a lot of minority languages like Hungarian, Albanian, Bosnian, Bulgarian,
And now comes
Romanian.
part when I say that Bosnian and some similar variations are actually some like version of
I meant
Serbian.
to say Bulgarian.
Okay.
But it is also a great mixture of people here, of religions as well. You know, not only Orthodox Christians, but also Muslims and Catholics and Jews, I think.
Right. Right.
I think in Serbia,
Yeah.
nationalities, and it's not that I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people here, but everyone is present. So I know I have friends on various projects that I was working, and I didn't know for years that they are like Catholics or Muslims or something like that. So
Okay.
some point they were talking about.
It's mostly not important.
Yeah.
Here, you know.
For me personally, I don't care about religion or nationality.
But in Europe, there are many languages that are completely different. Like
Interesting.
From German to French to Slavic languages to Scandinavian, Russian. Yeah,
interesting. So, like we are going to our third segment now, where we are going to discuss in more details about you, like where were each one of you born. It will be slightly more detailed. Like it will be like your birth, childhood, then teenage, and then college, and then job, and then what is happening now. So we'll start from your birth. Yeah.
I have to go to bathroom. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. So I will just continue with my loss. Yeah.
She comes, I can.
Yeah, right.
About my childhood and everything. So in July I will have 35 years. I will be 35 years old.
So even I am close to that. So it's nice that we are of the same age.
Yeah, nice. That's great. I mean, I was born in Belgrade on 25th July 1985. My father and my mother, they are not from Belgrade, but they were working in Belgrade and they meet each other there.
Where were they from? They were from?
My father is from one city in Serbia called Jagodina. Okay. And my mother is from one small village also in Serbia. It's a really small one called Kalanjevci.
Okay,
it's
interesting.
Pronounced for somebody who is not from this part of the world, but
okay.
Anyway, I spent whole my childhood here in Serbia and in Belgrade, and I went to my primary school in Belgrade,
Right.
uh, and my high school actually, gymnasium. After that, I decided that I wanted to study computer animation and 3D modeling because it was my hobby,
Right.
and I was really good at it. And at some point on the third year, because first and the second year of the university were common on my university, like we
Right.
have all the subjects that graphical graphic people have.
Right.
And I realized that people who finished university were doing some stuff that are not more cool than things that I already did at that age. So I decided to switch on programming direction, and finally I finished as a software engineer my last year of university, and then after that I finished a master degree, and everything after that was my career, working for various companies on various projects, and then I
Nice.
traveling. That is practically
Writing
maybe,
books.
yeah, writing books. I have,
Okay,
uh,
so yeah, writing books. So it is really interesting that you wrote. In fact, you wrote many books with me. Do you have a copy of any of them, or probably after the after the session ends, I will
Yeah,
have to add.
yeah, we have them downstairs. My
Okay,
mom.
okay, okay. So probably you can add them in the collage that you prepare. So it was really amazing the books you wrote, and with the kind of fast you were, and the content that you gave, it was really amazing. So I will come to Maya. Maya, how was your childhood? Where were you born?
I was born here, in not in this city. We don't have a big hospital here. I was born in the nearby city, which is bigger. I'm the eldest child. I have a younger sister and younger brother. So that defined me in sort because I had to be first. So I grew up here. My family, actually my dad's family, owns a lot of land nearby. So I used to go to the countryside all the time. I still do that a lot. I like going to the nature, or, hiking the mountains, looking for mushrooms.
Wow.
I also went to school here, both primary and high school. And then I moved to Belgrade to study at University of Belgrade,
Wow.
Norwegian language. And
you met me.
no, that's yeah, I met Milos along the way. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you need any more details about any
Okay,
specific?
so I would like to understand one event that would have happened in your childhood or teenage that changed you as a person. Anything that happened in your school or in your college days, something very
Yeah.
striking.
When I was little child, when I got my first books for my like sixth birthday, and then I realized I really like books, and then
Wow.
started reading a lot.
So that was
First,
quite young when you started. Normally, kids like to play at that age.
yeah, I was unusual. Um, I started, getting the books for presents, since then, and then my mom joined me to the library first, and then I started
Wow.
buying books.
Wow.
And now we have the entire big library in our apartment in Belgrade. So I think that is what was really important for me as a person right now, getting
Okay.
those first books as a
Okay,
present.
so was there a peer pressure because normally people who read books are considered boring and they are not looked up to and people try to stay away. The other kids try to stay away from such kids. Did you face any such problems that people thought that you are boring or something?
Maybe a little bit,
But we don't
but
care.
yeah,
So
but
you are not bothered about societal views, what people think about you, or you somewhere get affected slightly?
no, maybe when I was younger,
Okay, now you
you're
have. Uh,
when you're a teenager, you want to be cool. And then I started listening to rock music to be cool, you know.
wow.
So that's how I met Milos. I first started reading books, then I started listening to rock music, and
Yeah.
that led to Milos.
Yeah, so yeah, that artistic thing that you had, it is like quite unique, and that is something that is like your highlight. So Milos, if you can also tell me some incident that would have been very striking and that changed your course of life, something unusual that have happened.
There is a lot of like significant moments or and also people that influenced or affected my life. Like I just remember about influence my father, why I wanted actually to work stuff related to computer graphics and 3D animation. My father is professional photograph, and during his career he did a lot of portraits like of some very famous people, not just in Serbia but worldwide. And then I was inspired by his work and decided to go in direction of computer graphics. But he has a lot of friends that are engineers. Some of them are like mechanical engineers. Some of them are software engineers. And those people also gave me a really good impression and inspired me. So that's one thing that left trace in me, like shaping me in direction of my professional career. But besides that, there is this my like artistic side. Like Maya, also I like to read a lot of books, and especially when I met her, I increased my everyday number of pages that I read. So we are like book junkies now. We read a
Wow.
lot, and
Okay.
we are also collectors. We have a lot of hardcover first edition signed books by authors, and with dedication to ourselves.
Wow.
But also music. My whole family was crazy for rock music and bands like Deep Purple, Whitesnake, and
Okay.
some newer ones. But generally, that also shaped me a bit. And then I was, of course, listening to those bands and some that I discovered on my own. Um, for example, some bands that I discovered are the ones that Maya is also listening, and on the
Nice.
whole concert we found each other. So
Wow.
we are generally going a lot on concerts, not just like in Belgrade here, but we are usually during the year using our holiday time like to travel and going. This is the reason why we were going to Prague a couple of times, not just like 2 or 3 but 7, because we are it's not that far from Belgrade, and then
Right.
we are watching some shows like Camelot, Hammerfall, whatever we like.
Wow. Interesting. So, talking about your specialization, when you decided, what subjects did you choose during your college days, and how did you get your first job?
Okay, well, the subjects that I chose on my university were the one that were practical projects. So usually professors are offering on that in that class like one or between like let's say 3 or 5 projects, and you choose something that is interesting for you. As I mentioned that I was interested in computer graphics, I also for my final work I was working on thesis from programming computer graphics. So I was graduating with the OpenGL subject, and besides that, I was constantly improving myself by finding new literature or reading online articles about some, I don't know, innovative approaches in development and so on. And my first work was my first working position was not like full-time. It is full-time job, but it's as a student. I don't know how it's translated in English.
Student job.
Student job. I
Okay.
was
You get paid full salary.
yeah. It was after my last year on university. I was working for one really small company as a web developer, and after that, I needed that job to pay the rest of my scholarship. It
Right.
was like urgent to start working on something, so it wasn't important for me to be the highest salary or something, just to be on the zero when it comes time to finish my studies.
Right.
And after that, by weird coincidence, I became a system administrator in one of medical institutions in Serbia, and I was working there for I think 1 full year. It was my first more serious job until I sent my CV to one big Serbian IT company, and after that, pretty much everything was straightforward, like working on projects, meeting new people, getting new opportunities,
Right.
receiving various offers, and then at some point after 3 years in that company, I changed my company and went to one Swiss company in Serbia. So everything
Nice.
else is like pretty much a regular developer story, progressing with your knowledge and your career.
Yeah,
Right.
but Miloš forgot to tell you, Miloš went to private university.
Yeah.
In Serbia, we have state university where state pays you to study. You don't have to pay scholarship.
Okay.
And private unis. For things like IT, it's better to go to private unis, I believe.
Yeah.
You know? So Miloš had to pay his scholarship.
Yeah, at that moment.
And work along the way.
Yeah, at that moment, my university was the most modern one of most modern universities on Balkan. So I compared pros and cons. I was accepted on a state university, but then I was calculating if I pay like some amount of money, will it be better for me? And then I decided, because the program, the stuff that they teach you were more advanced and more modern than the private one, so I decided to go in private direction.
Nice. So yeah, Maya, if you could tell us about your specialized subjects. And
I go to State University, which is the main university here. It's University of Belgrade, the biggest. Okay, the biggest one. I paid, I think, one scholarship, because you need to have some points here to get free scholarship. Right. I chose Scandinavian languages with main focus on Norwegian language, and I'm currently finishing it, but I'm mostly lazy, so I have a couple more exams. Right. I used to love a lot Scandinavia and that culture, but somewhere along the uni I fell off. I didn't have that passion anymore, and I don't know what will be in the future.
You will finish it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I know Norwegian and a lot about culture and literature and everything, but I don't feel that passion I felt when I first, entered university. About my first job, I can't remember what my first job. I used to work for Miloš as PA for 5 years. And now I have more advanced role in his company.
She's currently working as a product owner on 2 of my projects.
And I became PA because I really like organization of everything. That is like my jam. Wow. I like organizing things, other people, scheduling meetings,
so that's why I said you all complement each other. So what Miloš does and you arrange everything, he doesn't need to keep a PA. Otherwise, half of his money will go there. He
has to pay me.
Nice.
But I like that.
Interesting.
I like that. Maybe in the future, I will find some job with my degree or something else, or get a job in my dad's company. But for now, I'm here, doing my blog, doing stuff for Miloš, and just being mentally healthy.
Right.
That's important thing. I mean,
because I used to struggle a lot with depression before, so that is what I'm focusing right now on, being healthy and happier.
Okay, so did I hear depression there? Because right now in India we are facing a lot of such cases. What is it actually?
Well, I don't know. I didn't realize I was really depressed, until I went to some doctors. But I think that a lot of people, especially right now with this coronavirus thing, are really feeling under weather, unmotivated, unhappy, easily frustrated. You
When
know,
did this happen?
yeah, that was before 3 or 4 years ago. And you know, it was like some black period for me. I don't remember what happened there then. That is when I started doing more like journaling, you know, writing what you did that day, what made you happy that day, what made you grateful that day. That really helped me realize, you know, that I have a lot to be happy for. I have,
Right. And when
yeah,
you have people like Milos around and your sister and your family, I'm sure things wouldn't have turned as bad because your own people take you out of such situation.
no, so sometimes it's even harder when you're with other people because you have to pretend like you're happy even like.
Right. So, like, I have also suffered from, schizo and depression kind of stuffs for few months, and I also consult a psychiatrist whenever I feel something. But it is nice that you were able to overcome such things. And whenever that a person has some a bad disease or something, it is a very good thing, I would say, because then their skill set goes to another level. And now I can relate that, okay, you are so creative because you are somewhere, you had that depression kind of thing, because you are very attached to things, and only such things can happen only to a person who is very attached and very sentimental. Do you think, like, is it true to some extent?
Yeah, because you're very sensitive.
Right.
And you know, sometimes it's very difficult to express yourself. Sometimes you have to just go with the flow, you know, you can be yourself.
Right.
I know right now a lot of people are with many people, surrounded by many people, you know. Not everybody can be alone in their own bedrooms and something like that. And that affects people a lot, you know. I see that with my family, you know. I usually don't see them this often, this much, you know. I like being alone. So that
Right.
can affect people in a really bad way.
Right.
Um, you know, you have to be thankful for things, and that is when you really realize that you can fight it. You know, you just have to find strength in yourself and find some reason for
Right.
being better. You know, but it
Right.
can be really difficult. I know that. You know.
Right. So, Milos, have you started with your own company now? You have already written 3, 4 books with me, and you are already doing a lot of stuff. You are going to US and other places. So, how are things? Are you working for some company right now, and
Uh,
do you plan to have your own in the future?
uh-huh. Well, I'm not. Before I went to Switzerland, I closed my agency. It was like my let's say
Complain.
yeah,
Right.
small company with
Okay.
some people that were working with me. And since I got back, I didn't register anything yet,
Okay.
but I'm constantly writing some code and doing some stuff. We have like I have one active project that I mainly work as an open source, so I don't need to register company for that purpose. With plans to have it later stages commercially improved, like something that can be offered to the customers. And
Right.
two projects where Maya is product owner. She has some nice ideas, and she's mainly scoping the documentation and everything that comes with it. Uh, at this moment, because it started like 1.5 months ago, so
Yeah.
we are still preparing documentation for that purpose, but at some point I must again register company, and then probably I will also
Wow.
bring some people to enforce our forces. And I
It's interesting because I am also planning to do something on my own right now. In COVID, I have also planned. So it is nice. Probably we can see if we can collaborate. Some
look,
ways.
I'm
Yeah.
open for cooperation,
Great,
so
great.
just ping me and we can talk always.
So that the people on that world level. So it's interesting when brilliant minds like you can come together. So I will talk about the names slightly. So Maya, and when I look at your spelling, it is Maja. So I'm not sure how to pronounce and what is the origin. Similar with Milos. In India, we might often end up saying Milos or some
There's
other
more.
versions.
Uh,
So what is the origin and yeah,
Maya is okay, yeah, Maya or Maya, but Maya in Serbian, because we pronounce J as Y.
Okay.
It comes from Sanskrit, actually. That's what my dad told me. It's
Wow. Maya is a very complex term. It's like Maya is illusion, and it is like Moh Maya. We use it for that you shouldn't fall in Maya of something. You
yeah,
shouldn't fall in
um,
Maya of money, or Moh Maya we often use, that you shouldn't have love and fall for something. So it is a very complex term. I'm not sure if what do you know the meaning of Maya is?
yeah, illusion. Yeah, that's what I was told. But here it's also nickname for name Maria.
Okay,
They,
Like shorter version.
yeah,
right,
someone is
right.
called Maria, and they call themselves Maya.
Okay,
That is usually the case here. But
okay.
my
So is your name Maria and pet
no,
name?
no,
Okay,
only
so it is only Maya.
yeah.
Okay, nice. And what about Milos?
Well, Milos, or how we pronounce it, Milos, I'm not actually sure the
Yeah,
meaning, or it's just a name, but she maybe knows
yeah,
something.
it comes from the adjective mio, which means
Dear.
dear,
Okay,
and it's an old Slavic name. You can find Miloš in Czech Republic, in
Russia.
Serbia, Russia.
Yeah.
It's pretty common name here. It's connected to some important historic figures from our history and also other Slavic histories. But
Yeah.
yeah.
nice, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Sandeep?
Like I have no idea. My parents, my sister liked this name. Someone in her school had this name, and she came and said that I will keep your name Sandeep. And I was too old to, I was too young to fight back or say anything. But now I don't know the meaning. It is like sand and deep or something. I have no idea what it is. But like there was some says with the name Sandeepani. So probably I can somewhere fool people by saying that okay, my name is Tara says Sandeepani or something. But yeah, it's interesting. So Maya, something about your blog. You do a lot of blogging, and I've seen a lot of blogging things that you do. And apart from that, the books and web series and TV shows and movies and the bands, there are a lot of things to talk about. So if you can tell us one by one, what do you do, Maya, and then what are the kind of books you prefer, and what kind of shows that you watch, what kind of bands that you follow?
Okay, so I mostly read science fiction and fantasy books. I started reading them when I was in middle school. I like that aspect of unreal or something that is happening in distant future, but also with some human messages. And that is what I'm mostly reading and writing about. But I also like other books like Scandinavian thrillers, Scandic noir. Some classics like Russian classics are also really nice.
Nice. So I have a very good author as a contact. Her name is Lakshmi Natras. And I also know another author, Lynette Bernard. Probably I have sent you her video. So these are two great authors. I will, I will somewhere connect them with you.
You can find me on Facebook.
Yeah. So if you read her stories, Lakshmi, she has written like more than 10 books, and many of them are bestsellers. So those stories are exactly what you are talking about. They are based science fictions, and they have a message. And she also writes for young students. And I'm sure you are going to like that. So probably once I will connect with you to her, you can discuss more things if you have some ideas, and probably you might also have a knack for writing. Do you? Like, do you write or you have plans?
I mostly write blog
Right.
posts. I write in my journal like some short stories.
Okay.
Probably,
Nice.
what is funny is that Milos writes so much more than me.
Oh, is it? I'm not like apart from academic and professional, I'm not sure. So Milos, what is it actually?
Well, You mean about my technical books? Or?
Yeah, but he also has many ideas for
Yeah.
novels and stuff like that.
When I was in my gymnasium, I was high school actually. I was writing a lot, and regarding writing, I'm really creative, but I never tried to write something to be published about, and that's something that is not actually technical literature. So at the moment, I continued working on my Kotlin series book, and I'm preparing the third one finally. I mean,
Wow.
I had one big break because I was 1 year in Switzerland, then Corona happened, and now
Right.
I'm organizing myself to finally do my third edition of the book. It will be called Fundamental Kotlin Revised, and
Interesting.
in parallel, I got the idea to do a Git book, Fundamental Git, because Maya realized in one of my last calls related to the project that I was explaining to the people from the team something about Git submodules. She told me, "And why wouldn't you just do another book and dedicate to the
Yeah,
Git?"
I feel like a lot of people don't know the basics of Git. Even I know the basics of Git because Milos
Right.
talks.
Even I haven't heard much. So
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people in IT don't know the basics of Git.
okay. So I wasn't. I never knew that you can also advise him so much on these technical stuffs.
Well, yeah.
Because Milos talks about his job all the time. All the time.
He's
Still
quite
everything,
passionate.
so.
Yeah. I
We
can.
are going, if we are going on a walk, he talks about his job. If we are eating,
Does that get boring at times?
no, because my life is completely different than that, and that is like exciting.
And also she's talking about her ideas about the blog or some other stuff that we do, and then we just I don't know, give each other another ideas that make things that we do even
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
So
Nice, nice.
it's not about like job, but about everything, about cooking, about I don't know, organizing stuff, about I don't know, buying some books, about cleaning, everything. I mean,
Yeah, I have also garden. I like gardening, so I have vegetable
Wow.
garden right now. And I always ask Milo, should I plant this? Should I plant that?
and
Okay.
where?
So
Where to plant this? Because I
okay.
think
What all plants do you have at the moment? Do you plant some vegetables also?
I have tomatoes.
Wow.
I have peppers,
Wow.
onions, broccoli.
Salads.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So in India, in villages, we have like my mom has all this, and she mostly has them ready from. She will have quickly, freshly prepared, freshly bought vegetables from her backyard. So it's
Yeah.
really nice, organic, and everything. There is no it is not transgenic or anything. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
it's good for you, and a lot of people here have their gardens, even in the flats, they have little gardens in the terrace. But here we can have only garden between May and November, because after that it's too cold to have anything.
And especially in the mountains, because we have this garden in the mountains, not in this town, but in the mountains above the town. We have like Maya's parents have agricultural farm, and one part of the farm we allocated for our garden. It's not too big. I mean, we have just some stuff that we like, and that will be enough for us for the whole year, just for us too, not for like exporting and stuff like that.
Right, right, right. It's quite interesting. So, Milos, if you can tell us about your book publishing experience. When I first contacted you, I saw that
Yeah.
your books are published and they had some many ratings and people were discussing them a lot. So
Yeah.
I want to know like your interest in Kotlin as a language, and now you are talking about Git as well. And
Yeah.
how was your book writing experience? You have also worked with some publishers. So how was your experience overall?
Okay. Well, generally, I accidentally entered into this publishing world by when Kotlin came. I was curious about the language. And at that time, because I tried the first or maybe before version 1, while Kotlin was still in like some kind of beta phase, I was frustrated because there was no any like bigger documentation, not to mention books. So while I was like learning it and trying it out, I created certain amount of code snippets and scripts, some notes, and I combined all this into one like manual for my own purposes. And since I met a lot of people that were asking me about the same thing, do you have something and so on, I decided to publish that script. And that is actually my first published book, Fundamental Kotlin, first edition.
Right.
It's actually really, really small electronic document that you can use to learn Kotlin, and it assumes that you already have some knowledge about JVM and Java.
Right, right.
After some time, I realized that it's not serious enough. I mean, because it's not, to be honest, a real book. And then I updated it to be more like book. And that's when I released second edition. It was like 1.5 years after the first one. It was extended with some explanations, and it was less dependent of knowledge of Java, like pre-assuming that you know Java. It was more like you don't have to know Java that much, but you can start with this book.
Okay.
I have fun memory about this, if I can say.
Yeah.
We have a vintage RV. Do you know what is RV? Like we travel around the country.
Yeah.
And we have it in the mountains. And Milos came to me and said, we were living there actually. It was too hot to be in Belgrade.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you think about me writing a book? I was like, you writing a book, you know, what are you talking about? But he was really passionate about that, you know.
Okay, so you thought that it isn't possible for him to write a book, or it was a very big thing?
No, I was
She was
surprised that he wanted
so,
to.
Yeah, in fact, it is having a book by own name. It is quite surprising, and it's nice that you took that decision, Milos.
Yeah. And now, after some time, I mean, it is almost 2 years or maybe more. I'm not sure how much has passed since I released second edition. I started working on the third one that will be much bigger with more examples, more theory.
Interesting.
And also at some point before, after, I think it was after my second edition.
No, after the first. Came.
You came and asked me to write for Pact Publishing.
Right. So how was that experience? Because working with a publisher, there is a lot of leash that is, you know, there are people chasing you for chapters, and then you were also, Maya also helped you. So was it very traumatizing?
Well, it's different to work for, let's say, Pact than scoping the own book.
Right.
Publishers already know what they want to have in the book and what is the script.
Right.
To be honest, in some situations, me as a developer and the person that is on the field and that does the work and meets the people,
right,
that doesn't mean that I'm right, but I have impression that maybe the authors have better sensation what will be the final scope of the book. So in books that I did for Pact are like compromise. What Pact wanted, what I was following the idea of the Pact. Like we want the book about this that will contain this and that. But what I will change maybe is that to put more freedom on authors. Like we want book about, let's say, Android, and you have like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to create like your outline with idea what actually will this book contain, and there is also this matter of a number of pages per chapter and stuff like that. So this is big difference where you as a self-published author decide about certain things, and or compared to that you have a publisher that decides like we must have 20, 150 pages. That's something that I consider a bit difficult, like challenge. It's not mission impossible, but I think that maybe giving more freedom to the authors would actually increase the quality of the book.
Right, right, right. So,
But it was interesting experience. I didn't have before packed any experience
right,
with the other publishers.
right. So, what was your experience with me as acquisition editor or CD like Akshada or
Yeah,
publisher and managers? Like, how was it? Were you irritated at times because we were like persistently going after
about
you?
people,
Mails?
I don't have irritation by people. I mean, people are
Yeah,
doing
yeah, that's a
well.
very good
No,
character of yours.
everybody was kind and open, and we had a really good communication. The
Yeah.
only and that's
So we had to pay you less in the beginning. I'm not sure how things are moving right now, but I'm thankful to you because you wrote a lot of books for me, and my monthly targets were easier because of you. So
well,
yeah,
just to finish, and actually, as I mentioned, work with people was practically pleasure because everybody is communicative, clear, and I
right.
think I didn't have any serious or any kind of trouble with communication with people and stuff like that. But generally, maybe that approach to industry publishing, like we
Yeah,
want this year to have 20 titles with this in these areas. All these titles should be this and that, like on the moving line. We are creating content and more content.
right.
So somewhere in that industrial, let's say, machinery, we are losing a certain amount of quality. It can be better, but I
Right.
don't. I will focus all my strength on the third release of Fundamental Kotlin and try to
Wow.
fulfill all my wishes about one book with this edition. So this
Okay.
time I will focus more my strength than I used to so far.
Right, right. Because you already have a experience of three, four books now.
Especially that. I mean, now I know some stuff, and I went through some stuff, and now
Right.
I intend to use it maximally and get the best possible.
Nice, nice. And you also have Maya to help you out in every step.
Especially that, yeah.
And even the pictures and covers and all, I don't think that is going to be difficult. So, which one did you find more lucrative, more profitable? Your own books through self-publishing or through a publisher? Which one is better?
Well, it's like financially on books because I have
Right,
multiple channels for selling
right,
over like Amazon and so on.
right.
But revenues that they are taking are really huge. Like I'm getting maybe 20 or 25% or
70%.
Yeah,
no, more.
right.
But also I have my website where
So on website you get a lot of traffic. How is the traffic in your website and other things? So it is good.
Yes, it is actually. I mean, from
Wow.
time to time, people approach me about like buying a book. I
Wow.
mean, the website there is a link, so it's really easy to buy it.
No,
Wow.
the breakthrough was when Kotlin.org put Miloš's book on their website
Wow.
as one of
Nice.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is a lot of books. I mean, they are searching literally for the
Yeah,
books.
but in the beginning,
yeah,
he was one of the few, and he became
probably yeah.
really well.
Yeah. So because he was quite, because even I searched for authors of Kotlin and he was the first or second name that I came across. So he was quite keen. Yeah.
There was no any literature about Kotlin at the time, and I like the idea of Kotlin, and I still am using it for my primary project that I'm working right now.
Right. So Maya, if I ask you a Kotlin program, would you be able to would you be able to write a small program, or because you hear a lot of that, so I'm not sure how much you try that.
No, I only know theory. I don't know anything
A
practical.
Hello World program, maybe?
No. I had
Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
actually,
even I am that kind of person. What you are, a lazy one who doesn't want to go. And if someone like Milos is there, who is
Yeah.
sitting there in your place, he would have learned more than himself. So
actually, I bought her one book about programming for total beginners. It's called, I think, Programming for Idiots or
For
something.
dummies, yeah. Coding for dummies.
oh,
Yeah,
okay. Nice.
some funny title, but she didn't started yet with that book.
So it is for beginners, is it? I will also try to read that book because I also want to learn something.
I can find the title or ISBN number and
Right,
send.
right, right. Interesting. So, Milos, what is this book name that you are coming up with, and are you going to cover it for novice? Someone who doesn't know Kotlin can go for that book.
Exactly. It is a third edition of the existing series, but
Wow,
it will be book for itself. Like instead of calling it Fundamental Kotlin third edition, this one will have title Fundamental Kotlin Revised. It will be from total beginner
wow,
to some, let's say, middle level or maybe advanced, because I will
wow,
divide chapters to start easy, like hello world and stuff like that, and then
wow.
going towards some more
Nice,
serious stuff.
nice. So you are the go-to person then for Kotlin. I think after this book, that book would be like a starting point for any novice professionals who want to start their career in Kotlin.
It happened to me that some people send me email like, we read your book and we like it, and I was very happy. I mean, I think there are a lot of other books that are more bigger than mine, but since I was thinking, how can I like learn Kotlin and not to spend 3 months reading something too big? And that's how my book came. But now, once I finish with this third edition, my book will be more like these books that you need to read for like 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
Then the first and the second edition are still available and can be used
Right.
for quick learning.
Right, right. So, how many pages are being planned for this book?
I think once I finish it, it will be around 300 pages, I think. That's
Nice,
my
nice.
estimation. Because the current one is 150 or 20. I'm not sure exactly.
Wow. So, I think probably the next one that would come in your mind is an advanced book. After that, probably after a year or two that you will write, would it be the advanced book? And when is
Yeah.
this book release planned, the current one?
Well, since I had a lot of work and I'm still very active on various projects, my day starts at 8 a.m. and I'm done like around midnight.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find a time
So,
slot.
does Maya not scold you for that 8 to 12?
She's around, and once I finish with one part, and then I must
Okay, so that's why I
text
think
you,
you
go
have
outside,
made
can
her
speak
as
to
your.
you, whatever.
So that's why you have included her in the project so that she will not
Yeah.
have any personal grudges. Nice, interesting. So, talking about this movies and everything, you also talk a lot about movies, web series, documentaries. So on Netflix, we have seen Money Heist and those kind of programs going viral, and they are being watched. The documentaries, even the Tiger King and some India's Bikram Yogi kind of shows, they are like going viral these days. So,
Uh,
what kind of shows do you watch and yeah.
yeah,
We watch comedies
a lot.
mostly
Okay.
because one episode is 20
20
minutes,
minutes, yeah.
and we usually watch it while we're eating.
Yeah,
we're
in front
eating.
of big TV, 4K, we have subscriptions for everything almost. I think HBO Go,
Wow.
Netflix, and what else we have? Something over our cable providers also. But mostly we are watching over Netflix. We used to watch The Office, American Office, one of our favorites TV shows. Then from the same authors, Parks and Recreation. I will recommend it to everybody.
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
And now we are watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a really funny TV show. But we also enjoy a lot Big Bang Theory, even though it's finally
Finished.
finished. And I mean, is it 12 seasons,
Yeah.
right? we sometimes start from first episode some TV show and watch it like next like 2 or 3 months until
Wow.
we rewatch it. But of course we don't do that like we watch the whole Big Bang and then watch it again
Right,
next month.
right.
We wait like 1 year or something.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
So
did you watch Money Heist, Tiger King, those kind of series on Netflix?
not
No,
yet.
not yet. No.
Okay, okay.
We
Because
used to watch recently the new TV show with the guy, Michael.
Space Force.
Yeah, Space Force.
Yeah,
okay,
that's hot on Netflix also. That was really
okay,
nice.
Nice TV show.
But mostly comedies. Like
okay.
we wanted to watch Money Heist, but then came something other.
And also some SF stuff like Lost in Space, first and the second season. We are waiting for the third one.
Okay,
We also, besides comic that we comic book, Lock and the Key. There is a first season that we watched of
On
this.
Netflix,
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah,
Lock
and
and Key.
The Witcher is
Witcher,
based
yeah.
based on the book.
Book
the
series.
books by Andrzej Sapkowski.
Yeah.
So
nice.
we watched that when it came out.
What else?
Yeah, Flea Market is there on Amazon and Sex Education on Netflix and Wild Wild Country. Have you watched these shows or probably some documentaries are there, some interesting ones? Do you like
I-
watching documentaries?
I used to watch space documentaries, the one with Niels deGrasse.
Cosmos.
Cosmos, right? And
Okay.
it was 1.5 years, I think, since I watched it, so I forgot what was the title.
Okay.
On Netflix, right? And there was this about these chefs. I don't know the title.
Yeah, about chefs in Asia, street food, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's also on Netflix.
Yeah, we watch that a lot. Those culinary shows on Netflix, we watch them all the time.
But there are some shows that we watch during our morning time.
Yeah,
Caribbean life.
yeah. That is Home and Garden TV, HGTV. We watch it a lot because we are thinking of maybe moving to Caribbean.
Yeah, actually, we realized that prices that they pay for a house in Caribbean or on Caribbean was it is like by the price that you will give for the apartment in Belgrade,
Right.
or in the center of Belgrade. I mean, okay, we will buy apartment, but why wouldn't we buy a house in Caribbean?
In the sea.
And then spend the whole winter on the sea, and once it gets warm again in Serbia, come back like on spring or summer.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the idea. I mean, we will see. Maybe we will go that way.
Nice. And what about books? Already Maya has told that she likes fictional stuff. What about you, Milo? So what kind of books do you like reading?
I like, as Maya mentioned for herself, SF, science fiction, but fantasy, epic fantasy. But I'm not limited just to that. I read everything. So I'm open to classics. I'm open to Norwegian noirs like Jon Nesbø. The guy came one day in Belgrade in our favorite bookstore. It's actually the biggest bookstore in the whole Balkans. And within half of an hour, it was like 2,000 or 3,000 people coming for book signing. It was like people were asking, like, is it some music show? What is going on? The river of people was like 1 kilometer long or something. So I read a lot, less than Maya, because I have a really huge day and spend a lot of time on projects.
Right.
But my ideal vacation is the seaside and a good book. So.
Oh, nice.
Currently, I'm reading Isaac Asimov. So I would recommend it. Him. He's a great writer, and Foundation, yeah, right. Because I'm now reading a Serbian translation, and I wasn't sure what is the English title. So I'm reading both on Serbian and on English books.
Nice.
Buying a lot of them over the internet, mostly on Book Depository.
Nice. So Maya, what is your dream destination? Like as Milo said, beach with a book. What about you? The same or something different?
Beach, but I like to swim. I like to dive. I don't like
Nice.
to sit on the beach. I like to go maybe swimming or jumping from some cliffs into the sea. That is
Wow, wow. In
Crazy.
India, it's not very common actually. It happens in
and the English is
Lazy.
laying on the beach with
wow,
a cocktail and a Kindle, and he's
wow.
waving. You know?
Great. So,
We are
Miles, for you also, it is same because your both thought process and everything is same. So that's why I think you go so nice as a couple.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice, nice. So, like, do you edit videos as well, Maya? And what are you doing currently? I see that your blog. What is the name of the blog, and what is the character that you chosen? Because it is very interesting. Whatever you do with your blog, and what is it actually?
Well, the name is Damadrid,
Okay,
damadrid.com. Uh,
interesting.
yeah, it's the name of the character from my favorite book series, Wheel of Time.
Wow.
And I bought that domain 10 years ago, and because I thought it was funny, you know, it was quirky and unusual. And I just started like this year and maybe last year doing more blog posts than before, mainly about what I did that month, what was the highlight of that month. And then I also write about bookstores that I visit. I visit a lot of bookstores in Serbia, in Europe, so I write about them because I also like to read about bookstores around the Europe. Like when we went to some village in the Alps, I wanted to know if there is a bookstore where I can buy some gifts or some souvenirs or some books, you know. So I think that maybe people who go to those bookstores that I wrote about will read and get some useful information and some fun, you know. But I also give book recommendations. I only write about books that I personally read, so I don't write about books that I didn't read.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, when I was younger, I used to read everything. Right now, I'm just a little bit picky. You know, I have to like the backstory of the book and something like that.
Nice, nice. So, like talking about writing, you do a lot of writing, and do you get appreciated? Does someone contact you and tell you that you are doing a great job? Because there are many people like me who are not doing that. So, what about that? Do you love appreciation, and is it necessary, or no matter what, you will keep going?
No, it is not necessary. By nature, I'm a shy person, you know, so I get easily confused when someone approaches
Right.
me and says, you know, I read blog, yeah, or something like that. But I met some amazing people because of the books and because of my blog. One of my best friends, you know, we came together through books. She wrote to me
Wow.
to to ask me about some books, and then we just kept
Okay.
writing.
Where is she from?
She's from Bosnia and
Okay.
Herzegovina. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So it's nice that you both don't care about societal views much and don't care about appreciation and everything. So is it really true that you are immune to such kind of people's complaints and everything, or somewhere it does affect you, like what other people think?
Yeah, it used to affect me when I was younger because I was insecure a lot, and it used to affect me. But right now, I realize that there are more important things to focus than someone
Yeah,
hate, you know, and something like that. So
right. So
both of
what?
them are fine.
Right.
But
Well, I'm not so sensitive like to be honest, and I will try to put this like as delicate as I can. I don't give a fuck what people think. So
So that is the best thing I can say about you,
but I can
undoubtedly.
explain why. I can explain why.
Okay,
Because
yeah, go on.
you cannot satisfy everybody, and
Great,
it's
great, great.
expected for people to be. Some people just don't think about that the content they just like
Right.
read. whatever, they are always. I have a friend who is. I noticed what he's doing, like on LinkedIn. People are sharing stuff. He's just putting comment. This sucks. I don't like it, and so on. He's always negative. So you take 10 people, 2 people will be normal, they will be objective and they will write objective comment or something. Two will be too positive and they will put it like 2 positive comment, and some of them will be too negative. So the truth is always in the middle. So for example, if I'm trying to find something on the internet and I'm reading comments, I'm not taking them for granted, because I'm thinking what kind of person will put this or that comment, and
Right.
is he right? And I cannot know until I try something like some product, if I'm buying or so on. What can be a signal, maybe if it's like you have 100 comments and everybody tells that something is bad, but that doesn't happen so often. So the
Right.
truth is
Right.
somewhere in the middle, and especially if you have like a blog or 1,000 people is commenting, you cannot read every comment. I mean, it's impossible. So if I mean, she can accept or reject a comment on the blog. I will not pay too much attention on like
Right.
stuff like that.
So while you are able to save it very easily, I'm sure that more than 50 to even more than that, people can't say that so easily. I don't give a F, you know. So it's really a nice thing, and I think it has developed after a lot of experience and after so many things that you have gained in life with all your knowledge and everything. So it's really nice. Like I plan to have some round tables with Kotlin greats, because I know few others of them like Rihu and Raghavendra and some other Mario. So probably some big names in Kotlin. So and also on books and movies, I am planning to do something, you know, just to create some fun. And particularly in COVID times, some interesting thoughts are coming in my mind. So do you think you all will be up for something like that, a discussion or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, most likely just to synchronize ourselves with you, and time frame. Time frame
Right.
is like most sensitive part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it's really nice, like you know, discussing these things, is spending a lot of time with you, because we already only knew each other. I have never seen you face to face, but today when I'm speaking to you, it doesn't appear that I don't know you. It feels like I know you for years. So it's
Yeah.
really nice talking to you. Just a few more questions that I would like to ask. Like, what do you do in your pastime? Do you like you told that you like taking pictures? Apart from that, do you like editing images, editing videos, or you already said that you spend time by uh, gardening and everything. So apart from that, is there any other things that you do, and is there any some social causes that you are associated with?
We go to coffee shops all the time.
Okay, interesting.
We like good coffee.
Because Serbian culture is really oriented around coffee, being with friends,
Wow.
talking with friends over coffee.
So you are barista there, barista, or something else, any chain of shops? Uh, okay,
Uh,
so it
some,
is.
yeah,
There are some chains in India, like there are some foreign chains as well that are coming up.
yeah, we have
We have,
Starbucks, yeah, right now.
Starbucks, okay, yeah. So in India also they have come recently.
we
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
some,
but people here they drink traditional Turkish coffee.
Okay,
It's very different from any coffee that Starbucks
yeah,
offers. So
okay,
people usually go to coffee shops or cafes, and sometimes they don't even have coffee. They just have some juice, Coke, or something like that, cake. But it's important, like, to go outside and see your friends, your family, and just unwind a little bit. That's what we do a lot.
and we like a lot of drinking coffee in our favorite bookstores.
Yeah, because in,
wow,
in Europe, most of the bookstores have cafes inside, because of the money they can't sell books, so they sell coffees.
but
Nice.
not.
Coffee or tea. Yeah, there are a lot of like tea shops within bookstores, and then they have like those little kittens or cats, and that's really fun experience to go.
Right, right.
Yeah, we
So
also have some
yeah,
hiking.
Yeah.
right, right. So we are moving towards the end, and I would quickly like to ask a few more questions. Like,
Okay.
if someone wants to connect with you, probably uh, for asking you something
Mhm.
on regarding Kotlin, or say
Yeah.
regarding recommendation for a book or a series,
Mhm.
or if they want to visit Serbia, so
Right.
can they connect you, and how can they connect you? And yeah.
Well, we can give you our contacts, links, and everything. I think
Wow.
you can find. I will send you links, but you can
Right.
provide to people once you upload this our contact information, so they can
Wow.
connect with us and see how to
Interesting.
share. And
So you will
no,
have the time to, to address them if there are genuine queries. Yeah.
Yeah,
what,
yeah, we will address
yeah.
them. Yeah,
Great,
definitely.
great, great.
Yeah.
If I don't respond immediately, I will do that like during the
Yeah,
day.
yeah, but you will do that because I know you as a person. You definitely reply to mails, particularly, or form of
Yeah, we
contact.
live in a different time zone, so that.
And you already have a good, yeah, you have a good person to manage your mails and everything.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
can also ask us on Instagram. Yeah, we use Instagram a lot.
Oh,
Everything.
okay, okay. So even I'm not connected with you all on Instagram, so I will do that right away today. I'm going to connect with you on Instagram.
I forgot to send you my nickname.
Yeah, so I will.
We will send you, and you
Okay,
can put it on the.
right, right, right.
So on my blog, I answer to all
Wow,
comments. So
wow, nice, nice. So probably if someone is watching this, they can directly go and send a comment on your Instagram.
yeah,
What is it again? A droid? What is the name of that character?
Damodred.
Right, right. It is quite interesting, and that character, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, Wheel of Time is actually becoming a TV show on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
It will come out next year, so you will know more about this character when Amazon
Okay.
comes out.
Wow.
And that show will probably be more popular than Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
At the
Wow.
end, the guy finished the book. Actually, Brandon Sanderson finished the
yeah.
book
There,
because
there are 14 books.
Mhm.
Actually, the series is right there. You see there. Yeah.
Wow.
maybe like this.
No, no, no. This.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That is.
Wow. Wow.
It's
Amazing.
Serbian translation, but we in Belgrade have English one hardcover, and
Yeah,
stuff
we have.
in all editions. She's
So,
a big fan of Wheel of Time. I'm not that.
Nice. 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 So, talking about your future plans, like if I have the same interview, say after 5 or 10 years, how would things change by that time?
I can say about me. Do you know before?
If you say about you, then I think you are also speaking for her because all your decisions are so well coordinated.
And also together we are planning to travel more,
yeah,
most
definitely.
likely just Corona to disappear.
Wow.
Maybe we will buy apartment or something. That's one of options, or some house, nice house. We have some ideas, but again, Corona happened. Regarding projects, we are planning to work on our these two projects that I mentioned. That Maya is writing documentation, something about tarot, or
Yeah.
did I pronounce it correctly? And astrology, but cool stuff, not this stuff that you have on the most websites. Something really, really cool.
Right.
And I'm working on something that is big and cutting edge. On my GitHub profile, you can see source code.
Right.
And probably all of this will be in production and done, and who knows what next will be working on. We have a lot of ideas. Ideally, it will be that one average day is not 24, but 48 hours, then we will manage to achieve everything.
Right. Right.
But good things are happening. We are working a lot, and I think that we will have more stuff to show and to talk about first next opportunity.
Right, right. So, if I ask you, what would you suggest for someone who is a couple who wants to be as happy as you? So, what would be your suggestion for them? What would be your suggestion for an ideal couple? Because when I look at you, you are not fighting, or maybe we don't come to know, and you are always in a jolly mood. The images, the pictures that I see, it always gives me a good gloomy feeling. So, what would be your suggestion for a new couple who is thinking of marriage? Should they go for a marriage, or they shouldn't bother? And the other thing is like how can they be so well coordinated, and how can they be so happy in life?
Well, they should talk a lot.
Exactly.
That is the best advice we can give, because we talk a lot. We don't have any secrets with one another or something like that. The communication is really important.
We are open.
Yeah, listening to other person. Not just being about yourself, but thinking about other person, about your life, having some similar goals, what you want in life. That is really important.
And understanding each other, because I understand her, she understands me, and when we are making some decisions, we are trying to find middle ground.
Yeah, I mean, we're fighting all the time.
Yeah, but it's not something that it's awful. I mean, we fight. We have some result of that fight, like some decision.
Right. So that is important as well. Like small fights, they keep you connected.
Yes, definitely.
So, nice. So talking about depression kind of thing, which is happening a lot during lockdown and everything. So how do you think that can be avoided, particularly Maya, since you have been through this? So what is your advice for people, how they can come to know that they are depressed, and what steps, corrective measures that they can take?
Well, I don't know. It's different for every person to realize that they're depressed. But what they can do is focus on themselves, to find some time just for them, to do something that makes them happy, or maybe it's to cook your favorite meal, to read something, or to watch YouTube. Like I watch YouTube all the time when I want to unwind and have some anxiety or something like that. Just to find something that relaxes you, that makes you feel comfortable. That is, I think, really important. And to try and stay away from the negative people that are constantly, pulling you down. Right. You don't realize that a lot of people are pulling you down.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. So, Milos, you want to add something there, like for depression and everything, for professionals particularly, it is easy to get depressed these days since they are losing their jobs. Yeah.
Well, I fight these things on my own way. I mean, I can give like advice how to feel okay. Every time when I do something positive, not just on my work, but like, I don't know, I paint this wall white and it is perfect and I'm satisfied with that. Try to find certain amount of satisfaction in every little thing that you do, because when you pack that little piece of satisfaction on regular level, you should be positive and satisfied in general.
Yeah.
And also don't involve yourselves in some fights with the people that some people just want to fight and you cannot do anything about that, but don't spend your energy on persons of that type. I mean,
yeah, and also find every day something to be thankful for. It can be like I'm thankful that I'm alive, and I'm thankful that I'm healthy, that I have place to stay, to sleep, food to eat.
Yeah.
And that really helps with your mood. It uplifts you a lot. Me, for example, I do that every day. Whenever I'm feeling sad or lonely or down, I just remind myself what I have.
Right. So if I talk about social media, you all use social media very a lot. Like you use Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn. So, what is your thought? And do you think is there a need of another social media which is more professional, or do you feel that all these 4 5 social medias are doing a lot already?
Well, regarding social media, I think we already have too much of it. But
Right,
I would welcome social media that will introduce something new, like something that somebody else didn't already do.
uh,
And something
so
that original and has a purpose,
right,
because there we have a lot of like copycats
right,
or variations of the
right,
already discovered subjects. So
right. So, I will tell you about an interesting conversation with I had with Kurt Cagle. He has written for Forbes for many years. And when I
mhm.
talked to him, he told that all these social medias are a work in progress. And he was one of the contributors of Mosaic, one of the first web browsers.
Okay.
So, and he told me that there is a need for a social media which is like level 2. Right now, we are on level 1, and we are not having that meaningful conversation that behind the line. We are just before the line. We are not talking about anything ethical. We are not talking about anything which is more human oriented, which is
Mhm.
more into jobs, and which is more going to take care whatever these channels are doing. They are mainly doing money making. And we have already seen main CEOs of Google, Facebook, and every other social media networks being summoned by government, and they are being
Yeah.
questioned. So that's what he was talking. And I think I would also like to connect you with him, because he is planning to form a team
Mhm.
through which that can be done, and probably on mobile application part you can play a major role. And uh, in fact, I also felt that, to be honest, I felt that we don't have something ethical, because when we talk about ethics, it is a very vast subject in itself. And it is not something that is easily found. So do you think, Milos, that ethical thing is missing somewhere, and something can be done in that regard in social media?
I think that it should be more present in social media, but companies generally are not the most of it. I'm not saying that every company is evil, but a lot of companies don't care really about ethics, but about
Right,
the,
it is money making mostly.
yeah, money making machine. uh,
Right.
the answer is, it something ethical, you can see just by opening like application and seeing
Yeah.
personalized advertisement on everything that you can find.
Right, right.
And you ask yourselves, which of these social media doesn't spam me with
Right.
enormous amount of advertisements? I mean,
And in terms of conditions, they will put contacts, they will take your contacts and everything. Yeah, they will do.
also like the thing about false news or stuff like that
Yeah,
is misused on the other side, like something that sometimes is real true. For example, if the owner of the network doesn't like, he can mark it as a false news. So it's a really wide subject, and a lot to talk about in
right.
general.
Right. So,
My like, subject
yeah.
of ethics a lot. We used to talk about it from time to time. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because on ethics, I am planning to have a round table. So probably I will connect with you at that time,
Mm-hmm.
because he told me a lot of things about ethics, and I was also surprised, because there are a lot of things that keep on happening. I'm not sure if you're aware of the Apple Backgate case, where Apple denied FBI the entry into
Yeah.
Apple entry. So there are a lot of such things happening, and there are companies which are daring and which are challenging governments. They are challenging the status quo. So probably we will have an elaborate discussion sometime on that, probably in a round table where we have few more uh, knowledgeable people also with
Yeah.
us, and who can add more value to that. So it has been like a very great experience talking to you, and I really feel great. It was like I got a glimpse into one of the best love stories, and this time it was not on TV. It was happening in front of me, in front of my eyes. So what I am going to request you is send me a video or something, or probably I will send you this video, and you can add or something. and because for our viewers, because it will become interesting. So in the end, if you can give your closing comments and how was your experience today, if you can share something.
Sure. Uh, Ladies first.
So the day was not great because it's raining all day and our
Right.
dog away. But
We found him, yeah.
yeah, but this pulled off my day completely. It was better than I could ever imagine. Speaking with you and everything. And
Nice.
subjects we talked about were really interesting, and it was fun to.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my day was intensive. I had a lot of meetings, and I closed the blinds of the window because there is nothing to see outside. It's a lot of rain. It's gray and it's depressing. So uh, I literally joined our call after I finished my last meeting for today, and I think this reverted my day in positive direction.
Yeah.
It started very very bad, and I mean boring, depressive, and so on. But I think
Nice.
this is a highlight of my day. So in
Wow.
general, this whole conversation with you was really nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
It's like
So
you're with us.
Yeah, and
nice. So one more thing that I would request you now is you are talking a lot about rain. You have talked about snow and everything. So I want you to also make a video, not now, probably after a few months, on the lifestyle of Belgrade and Belgium
sure.
or something. Because in India there is a lack of awareness. People like me are there who don't know much, and we don't have the resources. So if a person like me goes out and say that, see, this is a beautiful place and they have something for Indians, they are studying their subjects.
You'll
So then,
prepare something.
Definitely.
so
Maybe
yeah, it
I
would be really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I the entire post dedicated to India. I already wanted to write about books written by non-Indian authors that are about India, like some Kase wrote Siddhartha, which was one of the first books about India that I
Wow.
read, and then also Roger Zelazny, Lord of Light, and some books like
Yeah,
that.
Lord of Light is like literally a book about Indian gods.
Yeah,
Wow.
in the sci-fi
Yeah.
settings. So
Lord of Light, recommendation from my side, and everything from Zelazny, but this one is really good.
Wow. Sure.
there's a representation of India
Yeah.
here.
If there is anything like regarding India, if you can tell us, because I have a team who can help you. If you need anything about India, you can tell me, and I have people located all over India. I worked in 10 different cities in India, right from north to the south. So I know people around. If you need any info, whenever you are coming down, my team will be there to help you in each place, and
Yeah,
it will not be scammed or anything. That is the biggest fear when people come down to India. So, yeah, it was nice talking to you. I had a great day. I got to know many new things, and I would love to, come back again someday, have more elaborate discussions with Milos on Kotlin, and Maya, you and your sister on, probably India and something what you know about India, because it is quite interesting to see foreigners talk about India. We Indians always do that, but now it has become boring. So now we want to see some Serbians, some people from Belgrade talking about Indians and what they think, and and what is your culture and everything. So I would definitely connect with you. And it has been great talking to you. And thanks a lot for joining me on this session.
Thank you for having us.
Having a nice day, and this was a wonderful experience talking with you.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Thank you. Pleasure was mine.